and welcome back to the Collider Interview Studio at Sundance 2025, brought to you by Rendezvous Capital. Today we are supporting independent cinema, of course, at the festival, but we are also supporting LA Wildfire Relief Live, which supports a bunch of organizations that have been working tirelessly to help people impacted by the wildfires. If you are able to support them and their mission, please head on over to lawildfirerelief.live. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, I get to introduce the team behind the Ugly Stepsister. I was debating about cursing now. I know you're all gonna do it, so I'll say, holy shit, holy shit. I knew from like the second it started that it was gonna be my vibe and it was gonna be a really great spin on the classic Cinderella story, but then when you get to the end, we're not gonna spoil anything, but like, holy shit. Holy shit. Clearly, I know what your movie is about, but our audience is first going to learn about it through Sundance. So would you mind doing the honors and giving a brief synopsis?
Yeah, so The Ugly Stepsister is about Elvira. She is dreaming. So it's a fairy tale. It's a twist on Cinderella. You all got that by now. With the Ugly Stepsister, the stepsister in the main part. And her name is Elvira, and she dreams of marrying the poet Prince. He's kind of like the Justin Bieber of our universe, and she's a believer. And when she's invited to the ball, she will do anything to try to become beautiful enough to compete with her stepsister, Agnes or Cinderella. Yeah.
Do anything. So in the writing of this, I know you were really eager to explore and dismantle that idea that beauty is pain. When you had that idea in your head, what was it about kind of subverting the classic Cinderella story that made you think, like, this is the best way for me to hit these ideas home?
I have shoe size 11. So when I rediscovered the Brothers Grimm version as an adult, and this very grim scene where one of the stepsister cuts off her toes to try to fit the impossibly small shoe, I immediately identified with her. Not only because I've worn a lot of too small shoes in my lifetime, but also because I've been struggling with body issues and a few years prior, I'd also fallen in love with body horror. So when this idea came to me, it was just like too good to be true. It was like shocking to me to find a character in one of our most beloved fairy tales that had been mocked, ridiculed, and detested, and understand that, oh my God, that's me. That's actually the one that resonates with my life, with my experience. She's the perfect epitome, the perfect. She's the perfect character to talk about body issues and what pressure for beauty can make you as well, you know. And beauty is pain is such a masochistic. No, not masochistic. What's the word? Guillermo, help me out. Not masochistic, but misogynist. Thank you.
I was thinking of so many different words.
Could have
begun with an M.
I always need Guillermo to tell me. But yeah. Anyways, and idea, and it's perfect for body horror. Yeah.
Oh, so effective with body horror. A thing about this movie that I can't fully wrap my brain around is that this is your feature directorial debut, and it's just so incredibly ambitious. I have a two-part question about that. First, just for you, like inside, like where did you find the confidence that you could pull this off? But then also when it comes to getting a first feature off the ground, where did you find those people that are necessary to make a movie happen that believed in you?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I was asking myself these questions as well, you know, developing the script. When I found the idea, you know, I'm not in filmmaking just to make any movie. You know, I have stories that I want to tell, and that's why I'm in movies. And I've always longed to find this idea that would be the perfect place in between my free artistic expression and the a commercial or international potential, you know, to reach out to an audience that's such a big deal for me. That's what I want to do. And when I found this idea, you know, I was in film school. I had no idea how to crack this idea open and really get into the depth of making it into a great feature. But I knew this was my mission. And I was questioning, you know, if anyone would ever give me the money to do it. But I decided quite early, this is what I want to do. If I can't make this movie, I won't make movies, you know. So for 5 years, I was teaching myself how to write with the help of a lot of great people that believed in the idea and me from the start. One of my biggest supporters is my script consultant, Pierre Hudson. He used to be a tutor at the Torino Film Lab, but he now has his own script lab in Brittany, in France. He's been there all the way. Thea Wistendal, who had Handling the Undead at Sundance last year, she's like sister to me, and we've developed together. So there's been people believing in me and helping me. Isabella Eklöf, who's always also been here with Holiday a few years ago, she also met me and she told me that I had to write it myself because she could really see how important that was. And then, you know, I came to the first draft, and my producer Maria Ekerhovd in Norway, I'd been affiliated with her company. And she's a heavy hitter, you know. She works with Joachim Trier and Eskil Vogt, and you know, the biggest talent out of Norway. And I knew if I could get her on the team, I had a chance. And she believed in it from the start. And after that, you know, moons, stars, planets have just aligned. We've gotten, but really, you know,
the stars have
aligned. You know, financing was a dream. All the people we asked that we were our dream partners for head of departments and for acting, you know, they just showed up, and it's just been a dream come true.
You see it in the finish, but like everyone just like showed up to like, I don't know, like the nth degree. It's so impressive. Clearly, I think the world of your director, and I think Emilie is going to go on to direct many, many more films. So for each of you, can you tell me something about Emilie as an actor's director and a leader on set that you personally appreciated and you're now excited for even more actors to get to experience on future films?
The playfulness, the playing. She's a player. She's into. She has this big imagination, right? And she's not afraid. That's her biggest quality, I think. She's not afraid to go there, you know. She really went there so many times, and as an actress, to be able to play and to go overboard sometimes only to turn it down, you know. That's such a gift, such a gift. So I think that's, yeah, she's just so courageous. It's incredible.
Thank you.
She also, you know, she created this whole universe and this new world, and she was able to, because she's such like a visionary and it's very visual, she has it all in her head, but she still allows you to be a part of it and then also make it your own, so you feel like it's truly a collaboration and everyone gets better. And that's the dream, when you can like, she can put the best people together and make them do their best work, which is...
You're making me blush, guys.
Best qualities to have.
I totally agree with what you've said, and especially the playfulness. I have to say something else and something new. And then I would say thank you because she's also very clear when we don't have time to go crazy playing more. She draws a line and says, "Anna, no. Not now," which is also great and necessary. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'll go back to the idea of fearlessness as it applies to the three of you, because like, this movie does not work without a core ensemble that is willing to really go there with these characters. So for each of you, which moment on set demanded the most fearlessness? And I don't know, where'd you find the courage to do whatever that moment called for?
I mean, all the body horror is crazy to get to play. I think that mixed with getting the emotional part right was the most challenging for me. But I don't want to spoil anything, but the body horror at the end took a lot of physical strength and restraint also. And I also like all these prosthetic things and all these techniques we did to make it happen. I had a lot of stuff in my mouth, and and on top of that, being Elvira, experiencing this ups and downs, and that was the most challenging for me. Yeah,
You have so much good. I've seen so much body horror in my life. I've never seen anything quite like some of what happens at the end of this movie. How about for the two of you? A moment that demanded fearlessness.
Maybe there's a moment I wish I had been more fearful, because I almost regret it now. It's my last shot. I had so much fun doing it. I won't say what it is, but now when I saw the film, I was, oh my God, that's my last shot. Yeah. My kids are gonna see this. So now I'm really fearful, but not in the making, thanks to Emilia.
They're gonna think you're the coolest.
No.
teasing good here, I think. Yeah.
What? Wait and see. For me, honestly, I felt like every scene was demanding in that kind of like fiercelessness, because my own insecurity couldn't really be present, because Cinderella is so comfortable and self-assured, and she owns it. And then Thea wanted to come in and say, no, you're not perfect, you're not good enough. And Emilie was very good at, she sees me truly. It feels like the first time somebody has really like seen the struggles or thoughts or, the stupid brain inside these heads, but also was like, but go through it, push through it. Don't let those stupid thoughts put you down. And that's so hard. So for me, it was not the physical body, it was the mental work.
I wasn't sure if I was going to ask this, but what you just brought up is making me think of it. And I did jot the question down. And I mean this as the highest compliment. I asked this question when I covered the substance at TIFF 2024. And I think the ways that your movie reminds me of that exceptional work is just like perfection. It makes me so happy for body horror that is challenging these like ridiculous expectations we're putting on the female body. So for each of you, this is a little personal, so if you don't want to answer, I do respect that, but can you each give me an example of like something about yourself that someone else out there said like, that's wrong, it shouldn't be that way, and ultimately you came to the conclusion like, fuck it, no, that is me, and that makes it right?
So obviously I've lived, or Elvira is a part of me, and I've lived in a body that I did not like or enjoy or think was worthy of love, ultimately, and as a young girl, I was lucky enough to find feminism and challenged myself, because I was deep into body dysmorphic gaze on my own body, and I decided, and I was very, very much ashamed of my body hair, especially. I have a dark voice, big feet, and quite tall, and this body hair was looked upon as something quite masculine, and I was very, very afraid of presenting more masculine than feminine. What I did to cure myself, I went so far to say that I'd rather be a virgin for the rest of my life, to be personal, and accept my body, than try to make my body into something it is not and be deeply miserable. So when I was 21, I stopped shaving, and I haven't shaved since, and it was such a challenging thing to do for myself, to look at my body, and accept it for just what it is, And I'm so happy I did that, and I have so much more self-love to this day.
Thank you for you saying that in your movie in general is going to inspire people to embrace things about themselves that maybe they don't know, and we need more cinema like that. Would anyone else like to throw in an example?
I just see myself so much in what Emilia says. I also was called hairy as a kid, and I also stopped shaving because I didn't. It hurt me. It was itching. It was making me feel worse, shaving, because it was taking away a natural part of myself, and so I also stopped shaving. And in recent years, struggled also with this balance between femininity and masculinity, because I feel very much masculine, but I have some feminine parts of myself that I really also love and want to embrace. And doing active choices, for example, stopping shaving, and also just talking openly about feminism, about body hair, about I have big muscles, for example. To embrace those and not be ashamed of them has been a part of my journey. So, yeah.
No, I feel like I'm still, you know, on Emilie's journey and trying to accept your body for what it is and that it's perfect in its own way. But it's also, you know, we live in this, especially this industry and with social media, when there's a constant, you know, comparison, and what you compare yourself to is often not real. As we see in our film, where you have a tapeworm, we have other substances today that people use. And so it's very hard to, you know, what is reality? What am I comparing myself to, and why? It does not matter. I'm still working on it, but this movie and this experience has definitely helped. And yeah.
Hearing you say tapeworm and other substances in the same sentence, it's like I connected the dots before, but I think hearing it side by side like that just made my stomach churn.
For me, it's important. I feel like demanding that you must love yourself, everything about your body or your face or your looks. That's too much to ask. So my aim is to accept it in a way, and also then getting older. Just you can do something, or you can. Just get old and maybe even ugly and go along with that. I mean, just accept it.
But I also hope, you know, this movie will inspire people to reflect upon, you know, what is beauty? What do you think is ugly? Where does beauty come from? And you know, I know for a fact I got a boyfriend after I stopped shaving, and it's one of the most sexy parts about me for my boyfriend, because it's such an courageous and self-accepting gesture that says, I love all of me, so you're welcome, right? And that's quite sexy, I've heard from him at least.
Breaks my heart I have to let you all go soon. I am going to end on one group question that some of the folks behind the scenes will like, because it was inspired by an interview I did at Fantastic Fest for a movie called The Rule of Jenny Penn, which comes out soon. Check that movie out as well. But during that interview, their director, it's also a horror movie, their director was telling me how happy it made him to see his lead actors just, I don't know, be so joyful on set, even though they're making such like a scary, and like in your case, you have like lots of body horror, that type of movie. So for each of you, can you recall the single moment of making the Ugly Stepsister that brought you the most joy as an artist?
Maybe it was watching a scene that's deleted now.
It's not totally deleted.
So.
It's there. It's out there somewhere.
It's out there somewhere.
Maybe someone will
okay,
see
keep
it
your
someday,
eyes
yeah.
open for Elvira playing the piano.
It's a legendary scene. It
Okay.
didn't make the cut, but it's a very good scene.
One day we'll get deleted scenes.
I don't know. It's such a hard question, because I feel like the whole period of filming feels like a big void of just every feeling you can experience, and but I think just the first few days getting into the character, finding the way everything worked was my sort of realization what we were making, and this gratefulness that I got picked and I got to experience this great film with these beautiful women.
Not to cut you two off, but I do want to emphasize, because I didn't say it yet, it's your first feature.
Yes.
And really like a next level. I can't even begin to tell you how impressed I am by the fact that like this is you jumping in feet first for the first time. It really is something special.
Thank you so much.
Would the two of you like to take us home on this question?
I think, it's very hard, because every day is magical and hard and vulnerable. But I think also like the first day we have a scene together in like Cinderella's bedroom, and we were like in these gowns and costumes, and you've been thinking about it for so long, and suddenly it's real. We're here, we're doing it. Who knows what's gonna happen, but we're here, we made it.
You know, so many favorite moments, but I have one scene where all of these are in, and they're all great in it. And it's when Rebecca, Anna's character, comes home with a surprise after the ball, and we were so pressed on time. But at that point, we had developed such a confidence and great relationship together that I was able to tell them, you got two. We have 2 takes each way. Let's go, and they just brought it, and then I was able to just go in and go, and I think that scene is just so funny. And writing it, I was like, how will this ever translate into cinema? And the timing, the acting, the drama, the humor, it's for me, it's one of my favorite moments in the movie.
I can understand that scene and so many others. Never could I have imagined we'd get like this version of Cinderella, and I'm so grateful for it. Just like fucking awesome. I feel like you were all like, can we curse? And I think I'm the only one who cursed this entire interview.
Fucking go!
Yes, you made a fucking awesome movie. Congratulations, and thank you for sharing some of your experience making it with us.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for having us.